Hello and welcome to another episode of Cooking Tips and Tricks. I'm Taylor and today we are going to be talking about potatoes. The first tip that you want to know for potatoes is how to store them. I always suggest storing them somewhere that is going to keep them cool and dry if you're planning to use them over a long period of time. If potatoes are in direct sunlight or are stored somewhere where it's going to be over 60 degrees, then they tend to sprout roots and won't last as long. So if you want to keep them for a long time over the winter months, you want to be able to store them in places like a closet, a cabinet, the food pantry, or even the basement. There's a lot of different ways to eat potatoes, whether you are boiling them, frying them, or even just steaming your potatoes. A few different households will use an air fryer in order to be able to make fries or, chopped potatoes without using a lot of oils. People, up to your preference if you want to peel your potatoes or leave the skins on them. The skin does hold a lot of nutrients, and so it is pretty good for you, but it's all up to personal preference whether you keep the skin on the potato or not. So today we're gonna make mashed potatoes and parsnips. The first thing you wanna do when you're making mashed potatoes and parsnips is wash your vegetables really well with lukewarm cold water, and then after that you are going to peel them if that's a preference, and if not, you're just gonna go straight into chopping. Being able to hold it with your fingers out of the way as if it was just like maybe a baseball. And then the safest way to be able to cut a potato is laying it on its flat side and then being able to cut it straight down the center and then laying it on its flat ends that way as well. And then chopping it. I usually try to do at least 3 parts, just like that. And you don't have to cut it super small because once it goes into the hot water, it's going to boil down and become mushy, and it's going to be really easy to chop. Cool, so after you're done chopping your parsnips and your potatoes, you're going to want to transfer them to the boiling water. The best way to do that without burning yourself is going to be to put them in a bowl and then use tongs to be able to put them into the water so that you don't burn yourself. So vegetables, and we're just going to put them right in. Once they're in the hot water, you're gonna wanna let them boil for 15 to 20 minutes. After they've fully boiled, they should feel soft or mushy when you put a fork in to feel them, and that's when you go to mash them. These are parsnips. They look like a white carrot, but they taste the best when they are cooked. So we're going to add them to our mashed potatoes. So we're just going to chop them up into the equal as we can sizes as the potatoes. So after your potatoes have boiled for about 15 to 20 minutes, they should start to feel mushy, and so then you'll want to transfer them over into a colander and drain them in the sink, and then you'll put them back into the pot and you'll do the rest of your smashing and all of your recipe in the pot. So from there we are going to take off the lid and we're going to add our salt. We're going to add our pepper. We're going to add the garlic powder. We're going to add 1 tablespoon of butter. And then we're going to add our milk. Once you have all the ingredients together, you're going to start smashing them or mashing them into mashed potatoes. And you'll want to do this until it's a pretty firm consistency throughout. Awesome, so here's our final dish. We have made mashed potatoes with parsnips, and we also added a little bit of parsley on top just to give it a little bit of freshness.
Thanks for watching Cooking Tips and Tricks. We can't wait to see what you make this week. Please tag us on Instagram and all your posts, and we'll see you next time.